When we thought about denim and where it belonged in Dallas, I think Deep Ellum was a natural fit. Not only the history of the area, the industrial nature of it, the workwear that really ties back to the heritage of denim. We also really love this connection of Deep Ellum having so much of a link to music and rock and roll. Denim just plays a natural part in that space as well, in that culture. And then we came up with the name Deep Ellum Denim. It rolls right off the tongue. We loved it straight from the start. Japanese denim, it's kind of now the holy grail, or the new standard of what quality means for denim across the world. So Japanese culture, they just have this extreme curiosity for all things Americana and really well-made products. And so, post World War II, they got super curious into denim. It was the first time they saw it, and they've worked with indigo for thousands of years. And I think that was a really natural fit for their culture to see this, this textile that's wears great and is beautifully worn over time, and they kind of brought that into their culture and has made it even better. They now do just amazing different styles, different dyes, doing really creative things. And so, we love Japanese denim. It's something that we were passionate about bringing into Texas. So, our visit to Jeans Street, all the way, I think it's about a 4 to 5 hour train ride from Tokyo. Super amazing trip overall. The hospitality was amazing. Everyone was super welcoming. We actually met with the guys at Momotaro in Japan and Blue Jeans, and went to dinner with them, went out at night with them. It was just an amazing welcome. Everywhere you go is just so pleasant. Everything is so clean and nice. Just a great experience to go there and see kind of where, not only where they're making all the denim, but where that kind of jean culture comes together. It's where everyone in Japan and even other countries goes to gather to not only buy their jeans, but kind of learn about the industry. Those guys have even visited Texas, so we got to kind of repay the favor, welcome them on the other side. So really cool. Question. What do we want to do next? So a big part of the change over the last year has been bringing in our vintage collection with Daniel, and I think that's just bringing new people in. It's bringing your whole shopping experience now is additive. It's not only denim anymore. You're now pairing that with amazing jackets, shirting, a lot more items for women as well. So it's kind of just expanding, who would want to visit the shop and why they would love the shop. I think now we have people who just visit for vintage. We have people who just visit for denim. I think a next big step is just becoming holistic, anything you want when it comes to really well-made clothing, high quality, things you're going to keep your whole life. That's the vision. I think next for us is probably, coming out of COVID, I think we want to get back to doing things with community, right? Live music, having whiskey tastings, just do more things to bring people together, have some good times, and do a lot of education. I think that's a big part of the shop is educating people why we're here, what we carry, and why.
I'm wearing a 60s t-shirt that I got from another vintage dealer actually in Ohio. Some vintage WRLs and then some Weegeum's Bass penny loafers. Yeah, so actually I was working for another local brand and reaching out to Texas-based brands host as a pop-up, and I found these two guys and reached out to them asking them if they wanted to come in and do a pop-up at my store. We became pretty good friends after that, just stayed in contact, and they were looking for somebody to help out on Fridays, so I started just doing that as I'm working my other full-time. And then during the pandemic, things kind of shifted, and I came here full-time and brought in my vintage about almost a year ago now. No specific style. When I'm looking for vintage, it's really about the quality. So I try to find the best wearable items from each era that I can find, because I think every era has really good style, but there's some like super trendy items that I don't really go for. It's a little more costumey, in my opinion. So I try to find something that's more timeless. You can wear it every day, but you can almost find it in a store now, but like it's made in the US, it's better quality, and it's also still kind of one of a kind.
What's your favorite vintage item you've ever owned?
I've ever owned? Probably an early 1900s Dartmouth sweater that was like a football like jersey. It was like a heavy knit because they used to play with that or play in that back in the day. It was in like mint condition.
It's a good one. So I think starting anytime you like start a business and you have a full-time job and it's your additional kind of side hustle, I think those like first couple of years there's definitely more stress on like how do you manage the day-to-day work and then do nights, work weekends to cover what we built in the shop. I think nowadays obviously we have Daniel like covering so much for us, which is just amazing. And for me it's, if we didn't love what we do for this, like one, we wouldn't have done it. Like if it wasn't fun, if it wasn't really, like I have so many creative things I get to do because of the shop, photography or curation of things, buying new denim, reaching out to people, having events, like that's super fun, right? So I think if it wasn't, I don't know if we would do it. It would probably be really tough to maintain what, I think we refer to as work-life balance, but sometimes it's totally out of balance, right? But yeah, if it wasn't a passion, it probably wouldn't be worth it all. Things we do often, or places we go often, definitely Ruins, standard night out. Ruins, Shoals, love Twilight Lounge, Double Wide. And then shops is an interesting one. Like, I'm a big fan of Jack Mason and those guys, what they built for Up Watch brand. Yeah, fan of like the more kind of startup, like people who are like building things from the ground up. Jaden Clover, that's she has a great story, what she's built down there. But yeah, shopping in Deep Ellum is kind of unique, right? Like there's Deep Ellum books, which I'm a big fan of. There's only a couple places to shop, we're not known as like that go on a Sunday and shop all day. It's more, get out, have a drink, get something to eat, maybe see some live music. But I do think we're building something more unique, and you got obviously us, you got Freestyle, you get some other kind of clothing brands. I mean, now Deep Ellum has a Patagonia, which you would never even think would happen. But yeah, we love it all. I mean, we have obviously the places we visit a ton. So
my favorite things to do, I really love going to Ruins. They have the great food, but then they also do a really nice party on Sundays. Thunderbird Station's a really good new place. Patio's sick. Their cocktails are amazing. The staff is awesome. I really like Shoals. It's a nice like nightcap. Get their espresso martini if you go there. They also do all vegan menu, so that's pretty cool as well.